I'm just going to guess none of you guys have heard of this movie, so I'm just going to link down the trailer in the description box below. Yeah, I can be nice.
This is how we do it.
And you know this, man?
High School is the 2010 Sundance Stoner high school hit that was delayed 2 years for some reason. I don't know why. It stars Matt Bush, Adrian Brody, Sean Marquette, Chris Marquette's brother, Michael Chiklis, Michael T. Williamson, a.k.a. Bubba from Forrest Gump. Bubba was my bestest friend. Yeardley Smith, and Collin Hanks. Now, I was really looking forward to this movie based on the trailer I have linked to you in the bottom. I really dug the premise. I thought it was a really cool original take on a high school / stoner movie. Really, this movie isn't a stoner film. The plot revolves around marijuana, but it really isn't a stoner movie at its heart. It's a very original, heartfelt, hilarious, John Hughes-like, comedy, R-rated comedy. It's great. It's a great film. Starting out with the performances, my favorite person in this movie was, without a doubt, the lead, Matt Bush, a.k.a. Frigo from Adventureland. He was the best. He was great in this movie. He was fantastic. He was a very relatable character. I just really loved his character, and I thought he had great chemistry with Sean Marquette. He was just really funny in some scenes. I think he should be like a bigger star. I really do think that. I think he's a great up-and-coming actor. I mean, he was in Piranha 3 Double D, but yeah, like I said in that review, he was the best part about that movie. He probably had like the best scene in this movie involving him taking his English final, his oral speech, you know what I mean? And the whole scene, it's like him doing his speech for William Shakespeare, and it's the best scene in the whole movie. I love that scene. Going on to Sean Marquette's character, I was worried about his character in the first couple scenes that he was introduced to the film. He came off as a very dick, douchebag sort of character. I just didn't like him in the first couple scenes, and I was sort of worrying about his character. I was like, how are we supposed to care for a guy like this? But as the film progresses, he becomes a much more layered character, and he has great chemistry, like I said, with Matt Bush. And he was just a very funny character anyway. I mean, his brother's Chris Marquette. That guy's pretty freaking funny. I mean, he was in The Girl Next Door. A very similar movie to this, sort of. And we have tons of other people in the supporting cast, such as Yeardley Smith, Adrian Brody, who a lot of people who know about this movie want to see it because of him, and he was very funny in the movie. He had sort of this weird Christian Bale Batman voice to him. It worked. It was very good. He did a really good job. Collin Hanks, though, I want to point out, he's a very underrated comedy actor, like Orange County, Great Buck Howard. If you guys seen those movies, you know he can do really good. And he was one of my favorite characters of the whole film because, you know, he just had probably some of the funniest lines and funniest scenes, and it was just really, really cool seeing him, especially one scene involving, like, Cheez-Its. It's in slow motion. Oh my god. Probably the best character in the whole movie, though, funniest character, I should say, is Michael Chiklis as the principal. Oh my god. We're used to seeing him play this, like, tough, macho guy in, like, The Thing and The Shield. And, like, what the hell was going on? He was playing such a pussy in this movie. It was crazy. Like, he's really funny in this movie. I thought he was hysterical. This principal is just as evil and just as funny as Rooney from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Oh my god. And especially the last 20 minutes of the movie, hilarious. Hilarious. And going on to the direction of this movie, John Stolberg, great job with the direction in this film. This is a weird thing to say about a comedy, what I'm about to say, but I just love the color saturation in this movie. I loved all of the colors and how it went with the tone of the film. I just loved it, and the editing was great. It had this weird style of editing, and I thought it was awesome. Cinematography for this is just awesome. It was a great... So comedies have really good cinematography this year. Project X, this, 21 Jump Street, great cinematography this year for comedies. Even though this movie isn't like a laugh-a-minute comedy, it definitely is one of those movies that makes you think to get a joke, and I was really pleasantly surprised by that. And it especially by the end, it will have you laughing really, really hard. I have to say, High School is one of the best comedies and films I've seen this year so far. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. It has typical flaws, like there's this weird, unnecessary love story in it, and there are, you know, the movie is definitely predictable, but it didn't ruin the enjoyment of the film for me personally. So yeah, 9 out of 10 for High School. I'm Mr. Google. Don't forget the ski cap. I'll be back for my reviews for Madagascar 3 and Prometheus. Hell